It is also possible to customize the actual series within the graph. So if you see, we've got two series here, and if we hover over them, you'll see we've got the various series. If I choose one of them, I right click, I go to Format Data Series, and I get a couple of options. The first set relates to the series overlap. So if you watch over here, these two series sit next to each other. They're neither separated or overlapped, they're at 0%. Let's click on this and move it slowly to the left, and notice we are slowly starting to separate the gap between the two. You can go to the extreme of all the way to 100%, and you'll see there's a big gap between them. Alternatively, let's take them to a positive 23, and you'll see there's now a bit of an overlap between the two, and at the extreme it's so overlapped that you don't actually see the one item. So let's get it back to what we were, 0%. The next question is the gap width. What is the width between the various items? Let's go to no gap as an extreme all the way to the left, and notice that there is no gap between the various points, and we'll go to a large gap, and you'll see there's a massive gap between them. Let's go back to a reasonable number. How about that? You can see as well that you can plot the series on a primary axis or a secondary axis. We'll cover this later. The rest of the options consist of fill, border color, style, shadow, format. These are all pretty much the same. I just want to show you what happens in an item called fill. You'll see the fill decides the color. So for example, if I say no fill, the color disappears. Solid fill, gradient fill, you can do that. Automatic is the option that we prefer. But notice there's a one item here called invert if negative. What you'll see, this data has got a couple of negative items where the numbers have gone negative. If I click invert if negative, you'll see what it does is it changes the color of any item that is negative. So if I close it, you'll see we've now got it appearing as a white color. And let's take this number and change it to minus 100. And when I click enter, you should be able to watch here. And you'll see not only does the formula change, the number change, but the graph actually inverts to a new color to show that it's negative, which is quite a nice feature. Let's just switch back to that. Getting back to Format Data Series, all the other options are fairly standard and have been covered before elsewhere.